Hi, this is Patricia. Step with your dream power. I want to talk to you about measuring your progress as you go and celebrating even those small wins. Sometimes as a coach, you have to remind yourself about these things or have somebody else that reminds you for you because you've forgotten it. But we have to measure our goals as we go. So you have this huge goal maybe that you want to achieve in 2023, and that's awesome. But along the way, you're going to have to look at the small things that are happening each day to get you to that goal by the end of the year. So start to look at that progress. So I would always break down that big goal into chunks that make it more believable and set those quarterly goals, 90-day goals, quarterly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals. And I believe we've talked about that in a prior one. But here's what happens to a lot of people. If you don't set those, kind of ways to guide you along the way to that big goal, what happens is about June, you start to panic and you realize, oh my gosh, half the year's over. And I haven't gotten that close to the goal because you didn't chunk it down. And then by October, and if you still look like you're really far from that goal, then you really panic. And chances are you don't even try to go after that goal. So look at patterns that you've had in the past achievement. What have you learned from them? And again, that's why that day of just thought and thinking what you want to do and what's happened in the past is so important. But these are chances when you start to look at patterns you have. Those are your paradigms. And that's what's holding you back. And they're repeated over and over again because that's also your comfort zone. So take time to really analyze what's happened in the past, what's worked, what hasn't worked. And as you set those great, audacious goals, break them down so that you have different actions so that you get different results than you've had in the past. So you really need to look at that and start to really focus on the goal and what you're doing each day. Now, as I said, sometimes we get a little discouraged because things don't come fast enough. We live in this very instantaneous society and we get impatient. And so I know last week, one day, I was talking to my accountability partner, which everybody I believe needs. And I was expressing to him how, I was a little discouraged. And he reminded me about all the successes I had told him about. And he said, make sure you measure those successes even when they're small. So I want to pass that little tidbit of news to you. Measure your successes even when they're small. Acknowledge them, that you are on the path that you want to the achievement of your goal. This is Patricia Stepler with your Dream Power